Welcome to today's episode of Cut Twice, Measure Once. We're working on installing the shiplap ceiling and getting these cool lights set up.
And I can't return it because of the cutting in the parking lot that I just mentioned.
All right, take whatever.
So I got to do one of my favorite activities, which is cutting down some material in the Lowe's parking lot so that I can fit in my car. Picked up these 12-foot long shiplap panels. Unfortunately, I somehow managed to pick up two slightly different panels so that when I put this together, you see that there is no gap. And I can't return it because of the cutting in the parking lot that I just mentioned. So I'm not going to be able to put them together this direction. What I can do though is put it here and actually trim down this part. Cut twice, measure once. I just did all my layout measurements for the boards that I'll be using. Before I actually start transferring these lengths onto the boards, what I'm going to do is, for all of them, chop off one of the ends to give myself a nice 90-degree angle. I was cutting these in the Lowe's parking lot with a jigsaw, so I just want to make sure that I'm not getting out of square with any of this. So I'm going to go through now and chop up about 20-ish boards, get them all square. I'll be back with you. That's a little moth. If I actually had a shop set up right now, I'd be having stop blocks, so I could get all these exactly the same, do it faster, but I don't. Now let's start measuring up my oddballs. Lights went out. Good old dust extractor 1.0. My lungs.
This is a pretty cool piece of kit. It's a Craftsman rotating workbench. I picked it up in a dozen other so tools for about $100 on an estate sale.
So I've got my table router figured out, did a quick disassembly of it, cleaned it off. I've got the router handle zip tied on so that I can use power switch here to control it. So I've got both hands free for moving the piece on the router table. I got the router bit, I think the depth and the height adjusted appropriately to match this first groove. Eventually, it looks like I'll have to replace the table for this. There's just a little bit of swelling in the piece of MDF. So it actually made the piece lift up a little bit towards the end. We'll see how that works out. I'm now adjusting to cut this side and just cut this side. This one's just a little bit more depth this way. So I'm dealing with an issue with the fence. The board won't sit flush between here and here. Let's see, we're getting this little curved bite. I think my solution for now is I'll leave these pieces a little bit long and then cut them down to length. All right, so I've got all 6 that have the right overlap. Now I just need to make sure that I have all these pieces cut down to their new lengths. That's all the pieces cut. That is our first row. I'm going to call it there for tonight, because this last row I'm going to have to rip to be able to get fit in here. Before I go ahead and cut down these final 2 pieces to remove this little bit of wood so that they'll fit into the space left on the ceiling, I went ahead and made a test piece. Cut off that extra edge, and now I'm going to see if it fits along the entire length. Now for take 3. We are good all the way. So this will be my size for the test piece. This is the size of the test piece. It fits. I'll use this to scribe out the width that I need for those 2 pieces up above me. Get those cut out. Do it with my track saw. Easiest thing to cut such a straight line. So I'm glad I just noticed I did all those measurements with the wrong piece of shiplap boarding. This is the one I used. It was the piece where I had to route out all the extra material. I should have been doing it this piece. Let's do it for real this time. I'm glad I caught that. Those are lined up. That's how much extra material I actually need to leave. This is garbage. This is our template. Moment of truth. Get the piece trimmed down. Part of that's right. I appear to have a piece that's too short. I'll be right back. Good thing I double checked that. I had the wrong piece in, obviously. All right, take whatever, going up. This one's gonna fit this time. Aha, it fits. Let's zoom in on my surgery. Oh, that didn't work. Ouch. So we are ready to start installing these lights onto the ceiling here. These are pretty cool. They are motion activated. You can cycle them through a whole bunch of different light colors. Here we've got our nice display of different colors. And then you can also cycle it through different temperatures of a white light. I've got it here, I think, on the 3400 Kelvin setting, which matches the can lights for the rest of the room. So I think these would be a really great solution for lighting up this little bit of the play structure. And then I'm just going to split the ceiling here into quarters so that I can get a mark at my 25, 50, and 75% lengths to have these equally distributed throughout the entire ceiling. So take a watch. There we go. There we go. Cool. Now have 3 lights. Looks pretty good in here. Hey there, thanks for joining Cut Twice Measure Once as I got the ceiling installed and the lighting put up. You may also see a couple sneak peeks of what's ahead in this build. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, drop a comment below, and subscribe for future updates. Thanks, have a good one.